Good morning, everyone. We have another odd liturgical Sunday. Okay, last week is All Souls Day. That doesn't normally fall on a Sunday. And this week, we celebrate the feast of the dedication of the Lateran Basilica, which is the, how to say it, it is the mother church of all Roman Catholic churches because it's really the Pope's church in Rome. So there are four major Roman basilicas. You know St. Peter's. You probably know Mary Major. That's where Pope Francis was buried. And St. Paul outside the walls is the third. But then there's John Lateran. Now, there is no St. John Lateran. That would be silly. The Lateran is the Lateran Hill. It's one of the 7 hills of Rome. And the full title of the church, I think, is delightful. The Archbasilica of the Most Holy Savior, and, that's Jesus, and of Saints John the Baptist and John the Evangelist at the Lateran. Okay, so why do we celebrate this day? Because it's the Pope's really Roman church, and it's just a reminder of what our home is as Roman Catholics. So if you are an Eastern Catholic, if you are, Syro-Malabar or Ruthenian Greek Catholic, one of these sort of smaller Catholic churches, this is not so much your day. You're welcome to come celebrate with us, of course, but it's a Roman day. And this gospel that we get in light of all this is a reflection on Christ in the temple. And we'll actually get a very similar reading in 2 weeks' time as well. It's kind of fun. But it's this classic scene in which Christ comes into the temple area. He encounters the money changers. He flips tables. He makes cords and drives out, all these exchanges. They're focused on the finances regarding temple sacrifice and not on the sacrifice and worship in the temple itself. And Christ says, zeal for your house will consume me. And it's this fascinating scene, and it's very easy to think, okay, well, wow, Jesus is mad, and people tend to focus on his anger here. But what I find more fascinating is that zeal for his house is what Christ has for each of us. That when sin is in your life, when sin is in your heart, right, Christ being the cornerstone of your heart, and you being a living stone, a temple that walks around, a living church that is sustained by coming to, churches. When sin is in your heart, when there are money changers who are clouding out these things, you can trust that Christ will come in and drive out sin. That Christ doesn't like sin being in your life. That he thinks it's bad for you, that it hurts you, and he wants to get rid of it. He wants to drive it out. He wants to be the one who makes sure that the temple is focused on what it needs to be focused on. That is the worship and love of God. And in us living stones, love of God and love of our fellow man, which are so closely intertwined. So it's not so much a justification for us to be angry all the time as a recognition that God will fight for us. And sometimes that means he will take things away from us. And of course, we celebrate with this text, the temple being rebuilt. Christ is the new temple, and churches are this constant reminder of God's providential care for his church. God is always providing for us. So we celebrate this mother church, the beautiful, beautiful church of John Lateran today. So may God, drive out all malignant, evil, bad habits that you might have clung to and free you from them so that you can be ordered to right worship. Isn't that fun? All right, God bless. We'll see you at Mass.